So before we start this training, I wanted to give you some tips for better use of online training. So the first thing I want to tell you is that it is an online training. So you're not going to be stuck in a room with an instructor during like 2 days. It's going to be up to you to find the motivation and organize yourself to take this training and complete it. Therefore, my first advice is to start straight away. Time passes fast, so don't let your access expire. I've actually seen some students who bought training and never completed them. In some cases, they didn't even start it. So don't fall in that category. I encourage you, start straight away. Second advice is keep the rhythm. As I said, you're not going to be stuck in a room with me. So it is up to you to keep the rhythm and find it. What I recommend you to do is to watch at least one video a day. Try to schedule a 10 to 15 minutes per day for self-training. So for instance, watch the video when you arrive at work during your first 15 minutes or right after your lunch break or when you come back home in the evening. Try to find one time window like that, a 10 to 15 minutes time window, and try to do this self-training at this point. Third recommendation that I have for you is to start by printing the illustrations and then take notes along the videos. So the illustration, whatever the training you take, they will always be in the introduction section. So for instance, if we take a look at gas lift equipment, we can see that the illustrations, they are over there. So in the introduction, so you just click over there and so then they download and then you can just print them. The next thing you can do is to ask your questions below the video. So below each video, you have a social comment section where you can ask a question. So there you can just write whatever you want and post it. And in this case, I will see your question over there. I will receive a notification and then I can just respond to your question. And so once I've done that, every other student will be able to see the question and see the answer. So then it helps everybody. So because all questions and answers are available for everybody, I encourage to take a look at the questions that were previously asked by other students. And if your question is not there, then feel free to ask yours. Next tip is to make the exercise before watching the answers. So in some trainings, I will propose you to do some exercise. I know it is quite easy to just click on the next video and watch the answer, but you're not going to make the most of this training if you do so. So really take the time to do that. This is how you're going to learn the most. Next tip is to watch again the videos I refer to. So in some videos, I might present a new topic, and in some cases, I refer to previous video in order for you to understand what I'm explaining in the current one. So for instance, when I talk about gas lift, in many cases, I might refer to some of my gas lift equipment training video in which I explain how gas lift valve works. So watch this video again if you need to. This will help you to understand the video you're watching. And that's it for these generic tips to make a better use of online training.